Well, of course, there's lots of stories about the practical jokes that you got involved with. I think probably the whale story down at Sunset Beach is one of the most famous. What happened? What was that all about?
Well, the whale?
The whale.
Well, I was a fan of Orson Welles, you know, and I remember of all the broadcasts that I could think of, and of course they had it out on disc, you can buy it today. I thought, look at the imagination of this man. So I said, okay, and it was, I can date it for you, it was the 31st of March, 1958. And in cahoots with a news guy who was a great deal of fun and a great piano player, although he was a newsman, Jim McDonald. We used to do a talk show in town here. I said, Jim, it's 10:15 at night, and it's a boring night. I've got an idea, but I need your help. I want you to report that there's a whale washed up on the beach at Sunset, which is only a few blocks from CKWX where we were broadcasting. And he went along with it. And we, you know, over a period of time between then and midnight, reports came in. Some young guys at UBC got hip to the fact that this was a put on. They phoned me and said, look, we're going to say we're out here at the, what would the Marine Division be called anyway, at UBC, and we got a Jeep, and we're going to mount up everybody and go down and look at this whale. So this went on, and his little reports came in. Alex, by midnight, there were about 15,000 people at the beach. And some of the reports were that the whale was being hacked up, and these made-up stories. And please remember the time and the place. This is prior to any whale ever being in captivity. And it was something you wouldn't see. So 15,000 people showed up. And at midnight, I played a record called I've Got a Whale of a Tale to Tell You Lads, a whale of a tale or two. Believe it or not, sung by Kirk Douglas from the movie 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And I said, April Fool, right? It's now April the 1st.
Sure.
Well, there's people, I'll put this coffee cup down, but there's people hammering at the door saying, open up in there! You know, outside the radio station. We've come in from Cloverdale in a cab to see a whale that doesn't exist. Anyway, there's pandemonium. The assistant manager of the station, a man called Sam Ross, the late Sam Ross, came down to the station and fired me on the spot. And I was heartbroken. I was 18 years of age, 19. I was really heartbroken. And I figured that was it. The whole career is gone. Everything's ruined. And why did I do this? Silly guy. The next morning at about 11 o'clock, I get a call from the manager of the station who said, would you come in and see me? And I figure, well, it's the golden handshake, goodbye. I go in. The man's name who managed the station was Tiny Elphick, a big man, obviously, with the name Tiny. He was 6'6". And he's sitting behind the big desk, and he says to me, do you realize what you did last night? And I said, yes, sir. He said, how many people do you think showed up down here? And he's reaching over, and he's bringing up the morning paper. And there it is in the headline, 15,000 people show up at Sunset Beach. And I'm gulping, and I'm sitting there, and I thought to myself, well, I guess he got up from behind his desk, he walked towards me, and he stuck out his hand, and what's the first thing I thought? It's goodbye. But instead, this man who had been a vaudevillian said, what are you going to do tonight to top it, old boy?